Hello, today I've got a fabulous lady with me, Katie Bridget. She's a writer, a performer, and creativity coach. Her solo work often tackles the taboo through humour, improvisation, and autobiographical material. No matter which issue Katie is taking aim at, she'll always make you laugh and make you think. Hello, Katie, and welcome.
Hello, Susan. Thank you so much for having me.
It's just great to have you here. So you're a creativity coach.
Yeah, so I kind of unofficially, if you like, have been supporting and helping creative people for many years. And then I got the opportunity last year to train as a coach. And I had previously been putting something together to work with small businesses and to help them to be more creative in their environment. Then obviously with the pandemic, with the wheels falling off the world, that all kind of got put on hold.
Yeah.
And then when I got the opportunity to train as a coach, I decided to think more about working with the individual officially and creating materials and tools and methods and putting it all together to be able to really support people to deal with procrastination and blocks and beliefs and resistance and different things that kind of come up when you're trying to
That's
be involved.
fabulous. I mean, this really all really rings true for me because, I'm a writer and I absolutely understand, about procrastination. And just to mention, I've been to one of Katie Bridget's fabulous workshops and had a massive shift myself.
Oh, that's so good to hear, and it was really great to see your progress.
Thank you. So tell me, what was the biggest shift or game changer for you on your journey to working full time as a creative person?
So the biggest thing that kind of happened for me was that I had to really look at how I managed my time and to also value my time and value my skills. I think what had happened for me was that I often found things quite easy to do. So I was pulled and pushed around doing loads and loads of different jobs and
Mm,
roles because I could just do them. And I didn't really realize that because I found something really easy that it had value. And I also didn't realize that I wasn't going to be able to do everything that
mm,
I really wanted to do if I was saying yes to everything and I
yeah.
had no idea how to manage my time.
Yes.
I had to really objectively look at my time, how I was spending it, where I was spending it, and who I was investing in.
Yeah.
And then from there, look at how to say no,
Hmm.
which was
That's the
really
next
hard.
part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really hard. Like I remember hearing a woman talk once, and she mentioned how sometimes when people are asked to help with something, she would physically sit on her hands because the temptation to be
And
involved, yeah,
yeah.
it's so easily done because you
Yeah.
want to help, you want to be a part of, you can do something. So for me, it was like almost learning how to be selfish with my time and
Yeah.
learning how to value my time. That
Mm,
was kind of the key moment for me about 8 years ago.
fabulous. And so, why do you think people procrastinate?
Well, there's lots of different reasons, and there's some great stuff that's been written. One of the most famous ones a few years ago that came out was The War on Art, and more recently, Seth Godin has written a book called The Practice, and Julia Cameron touches on it as well in The Artist's Way, and they all kind of talk a lot about how it comes from a place, of um, feeling really, really uncomfortable and having a history with your practice that has kind of a negative association.
Yeah.
So that is kind of definitely a reason. And I think for me, what really changed and what I use when I work with artists and creative people is to really get to what is the story in your subconscious that you are running with. Because as that is kind of how we are leading our lives. So for me, it's really about looking at the stories that have come from family or societal templates that we've
Yeah.
bought into. And sometimes the stories can be formed through trauma as well. So, very often, people who have anxieties about being visible with their creativity will avoid that creativity, and then they will act out in other ways to still get some kind of a hit.
Yes.
So sometimes it can be addiction, sometimes it can be overworking, sometimes it can be obsessive behaviors. So it can depend a little bit, but there are kind of five things that I've noticed from different people that I've worked with that I tend to kind of work with one of those five things or two of those five things with the individual to really narrow it down and then have something tailored, if you like, for them. Because sometimes you might say to someone, you need to do some affirmation work, you need to do some writing about your history,
Yeah.
you need to form a habit. It just depends a little bit as well. But I think it's often comes from either destructive behaviors or destructive thinking.
Yeah, that's fascinating. I often notice the fear around it. There's a fear of not being good enough, or, and I'd find looking back over my writing, some days, if I'm having a good day, I'll say, oh my gosh, who wrote that? That's great. Another day, I could look at exactly the same piece of writing and go, oh my God, and just want to completely disown it and separate. So I guess a lot of it's about fear as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. And you've just made me kind of think about kind of art dysmorphia. It's like, we can think we're great one day and the next day we think, oh, this is rubbish. What's the point? And I think some fear, to a degree, is okay because it
Yeah.
means that it's important. It means that you really want it. It means that you want to make sure that there's a kind of level of quality. Just sometimes what can happen is it might get to the point of where there's so much anxiety there you can't actually sit in front of your computer or you can't go into the studio.
Yeah, it's just crippling. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind
Mm.
of like working out like how to manage that anxiety or that fear, and also accepting some of it as well. Is, as you probably know, it's the same chemicals when we experience excitement, so
Yeah.
it's kind of reframing the fear as well.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Fantastic. And so what would you say to somebody today who's watching who needs help with creative resistance?
I would say the first thing I always suggest, if it was just a very, very quick bit of work, is to let go of what you haven't done like thus far. Because
Yeah.
I think what blocked me for so long was that I was so focused on, like, I'm this age, I haven't achieved this, I haven't done that, I haven't finished this, I haven't
Mm.
started this, and it really kept me in a negative loop, and it really fed the story of, oh, you're like the master of diversion, you're the best procrastinator, you're the, so it kind of just fed that story.
Yeah.
So I feel like letting go of the past, which you can do through various different ways, there's different methods of doing it, is the first thing to do. Kind of let yourself off the hook, give yourself a break. You can start your day at any time of the day, you can start your week any day in the week. It's the same principle.
Yeah, like pressing the reset button. And also that's really lovely to hear, because I bet there's so many people here that would love to create something that but have waited all their life and might be, in their elderly years and just suddenly decide I'm going to do it. And, I think that's so exciting.
Absolutely. I mean, there are so many stories where people have started after they've retired,
Yeah.
and they've like created something incredible. And also, it's, for me, it's I think because I'm 40 now, it's about what is it that you want to gain from the creativity as well. So I
Mm.
think the next step would be like, what's your purpose and what's your intention? So maybe 20 years ago my intention was to be famous,
Yeah.
and maybe, the intention and the purpose might change. So that's also something else to kind of consider.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fantastic. So I believe you've created a powerful coaching program. Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, thank you. So I have created a 12-week coaching program,
Wow.
which takes you every week, step by step, through the process of how to break procrastination permanently. So again, a lot of the work is kind of taking a deeper dive into your psyche and looking at how you operate and where you're operating from,
Hmm.
who in your head, in your conscious, in your subconscious is making the decisions, and how we can kind of destroy those and create new thoughts and patterns and habits. And it goes from the very basics of self-care right up to how to make money with your creative practice. So it's every week there's a different challenge, there's a different topic, and there's a different theme, and there's different work that you do to build your confidence, change your beliefs, and get into really, really good, healthy habits with your practice without burnout. And then, as I say, to kind of look at how your practice can serve in the world, be
Wow.
visible,
Yeah.
how to monetize it as
That
well.
is so exciting. And tell us, how can people find out more about this?
So I have some social media. So it's at katie.bridget.x, and also as well hello at katiebridget.com.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have katiebridget.com website as well. So there's more information there. But anyone is welcome to drop me a message, and we can jump on a call and see if I can help you and support you. And the next program is starting on the 17th of May.
17th of May. Fantastic. Katie Bridget, thank you so much. Is there any final tip you've got for somebody watching today who's maybe dying to start creating, doesn't know where to start, or has this resistance?
I would say allow yourself to make whatever it is without it having to be good. Like,
Oh, yeah.
give yourself permission just to make something, create something, write something without any expectations whatsoever.
That is such a good idea. Thank you so much. This has been so much fun talking to you today. Thanks, Katie Bridget. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.